Welcome to Bottom Line Sports Talk. I'm George Abram. You know my partner, Albert Campman. Albert, we're getting to that time of year. We have some honors, something. If you're real good in baseball, you could be playing. Like we always talk about it in the spring with the high schools and the track and all. But, you know, the big boys around the corner. And we love high school football.
Yeah, the king is coming up. But we had some great individual things happen this past week. Juliana Farmer is the first from Austintown. Won the home run hitting contest, and she is going to be appearing at the Little League World Series in Williamsport, PA. She qualified for the big league, in a big league park, blasting 13 home runs to win the local portion. Juliana, we know this, that today's world, they're always looking for power, always looking for pitching in softball. So she's right where she needs to be, George, to go to the big time. No question.
Williamsport, that is a big deal.
That's a fun time.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, ESPN does all these things now.
They're there for the week.
Yes.
What's that tell you? They're there for the week.
Yeah, it's an entertainment business with the girls as good as Juliana.
Doing it different this year, Al. They're taking teams from here. I don't think there's an international bracket.
Probably has
Pretty
to be
sure
that way.
because of the COVID.
Makes sense, doesn't it, George?
Yeah.
It really does. Also, in track and field, we had two great performances. One by Chante Clinkscale. We watched her win the 100 and 200 meter in the OHSAA state championships. She went into the Penn relays and won both of them with times 11.7 and 24.7. You know, when you go to the Penn relays, you're going against the best. And Chante stepped up. Took her speed to the max. Congratulations for those times, but also getting the opportunity to play, just to compete.
Oh, no.
In the Penn relays.
My gosh, those times popped me. She won. I mean, it's one thing to get in there.
Yeah, that's the truth. And then we had Nick Plant, who was taking off with big time times from Canfield in the 800 meters. Competed at Oregon in Seattle, Washington, with all the nationwide's best. And won the 800 in an unbelievable time of 1:49.39. You know, there used to be a time when you get in the 150s, you know, you thought it was good. Now he does that. He's underclassman too, so to boot. And these times by Chante.
How about those
and
six guys would have won last year?
Yeah,
6 guys.
Yeah, that's how well or how good or whatever you want to talk about. These kids are blasting these times.
I have a guy that follows him, and every time he does something, he gives me a call. Says, "Your boy's at it again," he says.
Yeah, this is sensational.
Yeah, this is...
yeah, it's amazing. That time is amazing.
149?
I watched great runners run 154, 155, and they were great. So this is out of this world fabulous. Leads us to the newcomers, leads us to an old-timer finishing up our program, Bill Bourne, great friend of George's. I got to know him through George. 56 years of coaching.
God bless him.
We would like to get him on our show sometime, and he looks younger than George and me. He's 87 years old. The oldest coach, they're saying, probably in the country in any sport, is coaching at Matthews. George just happened to talk to him this week. George, how many kids did he say he had out?
He's got 30, and at a small school like that, you know, I was at Altoona, we had 120. Al had like 50 at Farrell. 30 looks small to us, but in today's world,
I don't think it's small
at a
today.
school that small, I think they finished last year with 15.
Yeah, that's tremendous number.
Yeah, at least they got that's a start, right?
Yeah, because we'll have Chalker coming up next, who had to cancel their first 5 games because they didn't have kids, and they're in the same league. And so the first team they're going to play against is Matthews. They'll be able to play them. That's Chalker's first game. I wrote down he is coached in Ohio, LeBray, Chalker, Niles, Lakeview, and Boardman. Had great success at Boardman. We played in the state championship game.
Who was on that other team?
You know, he
Elvis Gerbuck and Desmond Howard.
Pretty good, huh?
He didn't lose to any JV squad. My Lord.
Interesting. He had 295 wins. Wants to get the 300 at Matthews. He still has some goals set for himself. Good luck to Bill, and I know this, that he will love every day he's there. He has a passion for the game, George, more than anybody else.
I tell you, I'll be sitting in the yard, you know, and it's like 87, like today, 85, and give him a call, and he's on the field with, and love, it'd be different if he was complaining.
Right.
If he, hear my foot hurts, my leg hurts, whatever.
Right.
This guy's ready to go.
At all times.
God bless him. I'm wishing him the best. And then we end on, I'd say this chalker note is reality. It's more reality than we'd like to know.
We talked about they don't have enough kids out, so they aren't going to play their first 5 games.
9
kids.
kids.
And they're going to play Matthews. Their first game, I think, right after September 24th. I think something like around that. But that's pretty crazy that you got some teams flourishing, other teams. It's 2021. If you have a football team playing, be happy. There aren't a lot of 9th grade teams playing. Just be happy that you're in the community, that you can go root this year. We already went through the pandemic. Let's hope that this year goes smooth as silk, and we get to talk about the King.
Al and I, we get spoiled. We have a couple schools that we cover in Pennsylvania. One has 104 out. One has 80.
Yeah, those are the big schools.
One has 89 out. We're down there that one day. We're just looking, and it's like, you got to be kidding me. Even Mars had like 60 out there.
Yeah.
Oh, let's talk about the big boys. These guys are getting paid for their, whatever you call it, prowess. Major League Baseball. He started this certain, some guy dropped his pants, and some other guy threw his hat. Bottom line is hitting's up.
A little bit up.
Yeah, not crazy. It's not home run derby. We're talking about that too. But the point is, something was going on.
When you doctor the ball, that's what happens. I mean, you get a chance to throw 97 with the ball darting like a wiffle ball. I think it'd be hard to hit. But they've changed that, and as George said, the averages are going up a little bit, and the hitting style hasn't changed. And so you would think that maybe
Knob City, yeah.
maybe some home runs will be hit.
Knob City. I saw one the other day. He hit it by mistake against the shift, and 2 bases. Everybody moved up 2 bases, and he wasn't even trying. And I'm thinking, just think if you actually worked at it.
Yeah, it works. No question.
We're the wrong guys to talk to because, like Al said, if you're Ohtani and you have 35 homers, use a knob. But if you're playing for Pittsburgh, you're batting 188, and you can't get on base, you know what I'm saying? Al and I talk about this. Plan B. Same with the 3-point ball. It's not going anywhere. You don't have to shoot every shot 3-point.
No.
And he's proven.
But it's not changing.
No,
it's not changing. That's for
Let's
sure.
talk about DeGrom on the IL, and I'll tell you why. We have a good buddy who's a strength and conditioning coach at the Arizona Cardinals. Matter of fact, I talked to him the other day. We're going to get him on the radio because I know what you want to ask him. You want to ask him the obvious question. All this training, all this stretching, all this fluid treatment,
They have all the best.
whatever. They measure rest. And we look at that injury list, and it looks like a stinking
It does.
scroll.
Any
ideas, Al,
I don't
yourself?
have ideas. I don't. That's why I have to ask.
Let me ask you, could it be when you and I were a kid, we got a sore arm, we put some balm on it. They go now and get an MRI. I mean, could it be science, so to speak?
George, you got me flabbergasted with this. I can't.
No
I know,
guess.
I
You can't
can't.
guess.
I can't because that's what they do all year
Well, I
round.
read the other day.
12 guys. They do it 12 years. All they do is train year round.
Yeah, no time off. I mean, they take a few weeks.
And then they all get hurt.
Like the other day, I was reading on DeGrom, and he said that he was out, he has tightness. They don't see tightness, do they? Or does he feel tightness?
No, he feels you go to throw that. You go to throw that thing, yes. And I had tightness many times.
Yeah, and
when
you
I
put some
pitched.
atomic bomb on it.
But I couldn't throw either. So I couldn't. I mean, I'd have to miss that start.
Okay.
So I know. And you have it. It's real.
Oh, okay. That's what I think I didn't ask it right.
Yeah, it's real as can be.
And anytime you see word itis, that's inflammation.
Yeah.
Okay.
So all these things are real. I just
Okay.
don't understand why they're happening so
Yeah,
much.
let's talk about it. Injuries are up, and we see this in all sports.
All sports.
And they monitor their nutrition, they monitor their rest, they monitor their fluids. They do everything, and yet, is it the size of these guys? I think in football, it wouldn't hurt to have a little wider field. I mean,
They are big dudes. They are big
yeah,
dudes.
and they're running faster than ever, and they're bigger than ever. So we'll talk about the NFL later too. Let's talk about the All-Star game. Of the hockey, basketball, and football, the MLB All-Star game is the most like a regular game.
Yeah, it is.
Could we agree on that?
Yeah, that's the truth. I still hate it because they don't play to win. You know, they don't.
No.
In the past, and I know I'm an old person. If you got picked for the All-Stars, you went. I mean, there was not a thought of you saying, "I don't want to go for those."
Well, you
3
know
days.
what? When I was a kid, you're going to believe it. Now, this is because I'm older than them. I remember 2 All-Star
There were 2
games,
All-Star games.
and I remember people coming to our house for the afternoon All-Star game because we had a color TV. Now, does that date me or what?
Right. Yeah, they just.
But the money meant something.
They just beg out of it.
You know that? The money went something.
But they're trying to say to it, it's important to win because of the World Series, and they don't care.
No, they won't do that anymore. They don't do that anymore.
They don't care. So I'm not going to do that.
See, they used to.
Yeah, that meant something. They just took that out because they ain't coming anyway.
I guarantee. Let me make a prediction right here. No baseball next April. Let me make it right here.
Oh,
I'll be the
there's going to be a
first
strike on George?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Now let's talk about the one thing. You know, I think your grandkids. Pap, that one went 475 feet. Guys like us, we've seen that so many times.
Right.
Like, to me, it does nothing.
Yeah, they all like the long ball.
You like it?
I don't really care about it. No.
Did you watch it at all?
The home run derby?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. I watched.
Okay.
I did watch it. That was interesting to me because I wanted to see if they competed, and they did.
Oh no,
There was no joke around in there. They played to win, and that's what I want.
And how about they didn't put those balls in the humidor? Mm-hmm. The one went 475 feet.
They were flying.
Dude, for the Mets can hit him.
Yeah. Well, he's a monster, Alonso. He's like a softball player. You've seen this
The
softball
big guy
player.
playing slow pitch.
Yeah,
Remember?
drinking beers in between and hit him now. That's who he is.
All right, I got it. Let's talk about the races. Let's go through the divisions. In the West, the American League, what we see the Astros.
Yeah, that's a sure thing.
And one thing we always talk about, FanDuel or wherever you want to do it, going over the Oakland A's regular season numbers almost like having a savings account. Not in the playoffs.
Right. Yeah, they've been always good in the regular season. They're not going to make it this year, though. They was a lot higher this year, and they're not making it. And Seattle's a team that's really surprising out there. The Angels thought they were going to have a winner when they got Joe Madden. They got, once again, there's an injury. Trout's been gone forever. I have no idea when he's coming back. But the injury bug got them. But looks like Houston is the team to beat easily.
Okay.
In that division.
How about in the one with Cleveland? That's just a White Sox runaway.
It's a runaway. And Major League Baseball cannot be happy because both of them are runaways. Both divisions just run away.
And in the East, I don't care what you say, and I'm not a fan, but when the Yankees aren't in it, there's something missing.
Yeah, they're missing that.
And they're 7 back. I mean, they're
want the
not
Yankees.
out.
No.
If they would, next week, if they would go into Boston and take 2 out of 3 again, get that thing to 5 or 6.
Yankees are in it.
But if it gets to 11.
Yeah, they're in it. There's no question about it, but they're playing lousy. I mean, they play
no.
lousy ball all year. Bullpen stinks.
No.
They're double plays.
How about
double
Chapman?
plays.
I used to, when I had the other team, and Chapman came in, off went to TV, because I knew Albert.
Yeah, he was. He was dominant. And he's
How
not
many years?
And he's not dominant now.
No.
And I don't know what the Yankees are going to do with him because they're trying to figure out what to do. They don't know either.
Okay.
They can't use him in the ninth because he blows every game. So he's out.
Yeah, that one night they gave up the 7. Nobody mentioned the fact they couldn't go to him because he had gotten lit up the night before. Let's talk about the other league. As great as San Diego is, they're looking wild card city because
They're
the
playing for wild
stinking
card.
Dodgers and Giants are out there.
San Diego's playing wild card. Yep, and that's dangerous because that's a one-game thing. You know, once you get in there, you get against great pitchers.
Pirates had that a couple times. They end up running against
Baumgartner.
Baumgartner, who is Mr. Clutch. Somebody said something the other day. We were doing something, and somebody said something about Giants. And I thought to myself, that was Baumgartner.
It was. He dominated.
He didn't give you.
So the Giants are playing tremendous, and the Dodgers are always there.
And you think Cincinnati's winning the league with Milwaukee?
I like Cincinnati in that league.
Okay.
Milwaukee came in and swept them 3 games, so that tells you
That hurts.
That's unbelievable. That's Cincinnati. I still have the Reds winning the division, but when you check that one off, Milwaukee has just gained a big stroke.
Baseball, that streak game. Al and I have a buddy. He's the greatest guy in the world, but he ignores these streaks.
Lots of streaks
Like
in
he'll
baseball.
look at that Milwaukee yesterday,
And think.
and he'll say, the Reds are due to win.
They have to win, yes. There's no have to.
Many men have gone to their Waterloo. How
No
about
have
it?
to. No have
okay,
to.
in the East, I think Philly's going to make a run.
You Phillies, huh? Mm-hmm. Okay. We'll see what they do.
I'm going to tell you why. I watched the Mets, and when DeGrom's not pitching, I'm okay. I'll take him on.
Right.
Now, when he's pitching, I got to score.
Yeah, if DeGrom's there, I have the Mets.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because now he's number one, and they still have Walker and Stroman,
Yeah.
who are fine, 2 and 3. But if they have to move up to be the number one guy,
No.
different story. But that's true for every team. If you lose your best pitcher,
Yeah.
he's
Yeah,
the best pitcher.
Cole, yeah.
That's the way it works.
Yeah, it should be a good playoff.
Mm-hmm.
We always get something about the playoffs, that added pressure,
Mm-hmm.
that little bit win or.
Go home.
We like that. So
Mm-hmm.
we'll talk about that. The story of the first half, Tony.
Yeah. Oh, no question. He's won over baseball. 30-some home runs and pitching throwing 100 miles an hour. Yeah, he's definitely.
Would you
won
throw him once a week and just leave it at that?
I don't know what it does to the other staff.
I don't know. No, absolutely.
Does it throw them off if they skip 2 turns?
Okay, let me
skip a turn.
ask question B. Do they care what it does to the rest of this?
Yeah, they do. Because they cannot win. They can't make the playoffs if he pitches good and the other 4 pitch lousy.
Okay.
So they really care. Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting because I assume they're falling at his feet. They're going to try to get him signed, obviously. Now, Manfred, he's perceived as a guy who isn't a baseball man, whatever that means. I'm not sure I know what it means, but I know this. He said there will be changes next year. We're going back to the 9-inning doubleheader, which we'd be for. We're going back to that little girl second base in extra inning. It's gone. Universal DH, I think it's coming.
I think it's coming too.
Now, how about the shift? I think he's going to. I won't think he'll outlaw it, but I think you're going to have a certain amount of men on which side is second.
And I think you add more to it. I don't think you can do it I think you can do it maybe 3 or 4 times a game.
Okay.
I'm saying to you,
okay.
that's what I think is going to happen. You could choose.
You're putting a limit on it.
Yeah.
And I'm saying there are going to be so many men on one side of second base.
Right. And then if you choose to go against this 1 hitter or 2 hitters, you're allowed to
You ever
do it.
keep score when you go?
Always.
No,
Not now I don't. Not now I don't, but I always did that.
How do you mark, like, if the third baseman's over at second base? Is it still?
He's still my number.
5?
Yeah, he is.
Okay,
Yes,
that's what I wanted to
still my
know.
number.
I asked Briggs that.
Yes.
He didn't
What Briggs
see
you
it.
think? What did he say?
He said he put a little notation or something.
Oh, okay.
Because I didn't know what. I thought that was a good question. Let's talk NBA. This is interesting. All the know-it-alls. Phoenix, too much. They can't. Chris Paul, yeah. Booker, no chance. Oh, Ayton, no chance. This guy's getting fired. This guy in Milwaukee's coach for his job. Old Booty, he don't know what he's doing. How about 6 days later?
Yeah, I sat on the show last week and said that was a joke. I remember that was your one question.
Yeah, was he getting fired?
And I said, nobody's getting fired. I said,
Well, you know it now.
They thought, they were saying, and I said, whoever's saying that the game it's over is stupid. They're going back to Milwaukee. And you have to, until you win run on the road, which Milwaukee did, now there's a big favor. But that's just the way every series is in any sport. It's until you win one or lose one on the road, that it doesn't change. So now Milwaukee has the major upper hand.
Okay, let's talk about this for a little bit. It's that old thing, which team has the best 3 guys? It appears Milwaukee does. Well, I was so mad at Holiday in game 1 and 2, I almost snatched him. Like, he let a guy shoot the ball, and twice he didn't box, and twice they got 3 shot possessions. It's a killer mentally, and obviously it's a killer on the clock. You're losing 28 seconds. My question is, it appears that do they have the best 3? Ayton has leveled a little.
I don't think.
What do you think?
I think both those 3 match up with those 3.
Pretty good?
Oh, completely. I don't think there's no difference at all, except how Paul's playing. If Paul was playing like
last 2
the guy
games.
you just talked about.
He's a general last 2 games, throwing the general direction.
The point guard for
Yeah.
Milwaukee. Yeah, it depends. And you can't win when one of them is not. Like Middleton played very poorly early in the series. If you play poorly, you lose.
He had a shot in game 5. It was 2-2. They had just cut it to a bucket. He had the ball in front of the Milwaukee bench. There was a guy. If he was any closer, he'd have been wearing him. He stepped back and elevated and banged a 3-pointer that I swear that a mortal can't make.
Right, and that is why they're 3-2. What you just described. Paul's not doing that.
No.
Paul is playing so poorly.
He's turned the ball over too.
Yeah, just so when you match up 3 and 3, and 2 of them are playing, one of them's playing better, and that is what happened there. They're equal teams. Every two of the last two, they're very equal teams. Anybody could win, no question about that.
Talk about the freak. And let's throw away the terrible foul shooting. It needs to be addressed. He'll have to address it.
Right.
But let's look at the other part of his game, how they play when he's in there versus when he leaves for a minute. And his, it seems to be zeal. Like he wants to play ball.
Yeah, he does. He always plays
He's
hard.
not into this. Let me get him all on my side.
Mm-hmm. Plays hard. Does
Okay.
everything the right way. Plays like a freak. That's what he is. Takes the ball and just goes to the basket with a maniac. People move out of the way. If you don't, he's going to get a blocking foul because he's athletic.
He's 26.
It's just a different style of game he plays.
He's not Hakeem.
No, the different.
Shaq was saying the other night, I wish, how he does. He thinks I wish they'd have let. He doesn't play like that.
No, so
he
different.
played 2 feet away and banged you into the ground.
Yeah. There was no stopping Shaq. He's just monster.
Yeah.
He was a monster.
But he didn't have this guy's lateral
agility. No, not at all.
No, that's what I was saying. Do you think Ayton needs to pick it up a little bit, Game 6? Or you always say no because they don't throw it to
the
him.
ball, so he can't. No, that's right.
So he
there's no
can't
chance.
really
He
do
gets his
more.
20 points and 18 rebounds
Boards.
by just doing it himself.
And high pick and roll.
There's not a chance him to get the ball. Yeah, he don't get the
In
ball.
other words, he doesn't shape up.
No, he can.
But they don't shape
They don't
up.
do it. So that's not part of basketball today.
That's what I said the other day. Guy said, "Hey, well, they made their shots." I said, listen to this, make your shot. First of all, there's a defense out there. Secondly, everyone's trying to make their shot.
Right.
You got to explain to me. Now you tell me they made their shots because they threw the ball ahead.
Right.
They got squared up. They made the extra pass. But don't just tell me they made shots. That doesn't tell me anything.
Yeah.
Why they make them?
Yeah, so it's moving the basketball.
And this Middleton,
That's it.
he's a 50, 40, and 90 guy.
He's always been able to make shots.
God bless him.
Yeah, always been able to make shots.
I've never heard of that. Now let's talk about the Olympic team. Popovich can get as angry and nasty and mean old, get off my lawn. But the bottom line is, they're beatable. Hey, I was going to call you. I was going to wait because we got a couple weeks. I saw the odds on FanDuel. France is 20-1 and can beat them.
I don't know the teams. I don't know.
They got Gobert in the middle, which there are we're going to talk about the American centers because there aren't any.
No, and that's the one position they don't really care
They went
about.
to get JaVale McGee.
Yeah, they really don't care, though. They don't care who's playing center.
They're not throwing it in.
They're not throwing the ball to him anyway. As long as he defends. He's there to protect the rim.
No, let's
That's
say
all-
this.
that's all
They're going to
got.
add Booker. They're going to add Middleton. That's good.
Pretty good addition, huh?
It's like finding
Yeah,
a
they'll
basket
be a
of
little
money.
better in a hurry.
You think they might be a little
Yeah,
better,
a little better in a hurry, yeah.
Now, let me say this. The difference I saw in games 1 and 2 as 3, 4, 5 was Holiday all the way. That guy, I don't know, maybe he heard me cussing him out when he didn't box out, but man, game 3, 4, 5, he was like a different cat.
Yeah, he's capable. You know, that's why they went and got him. They're hot. I see it the other way. I think I thought he could do that.
You were disappointed he didn't do it.
At the beginning.
1 and 2.
Yeah, but I'm more seeing how bad Paul is.
Oh, Paul.
See, I think Holiday is a really good player.
Yeah.
But Paul's supposed to be a Hall of Famer. Holiday's not supposed to be a Hall of Famer. Paul was playing so.
How about the one he
poorly.
ripped out of Booker's hand in a 1-point game?
Big play.
That's probably the play of the series.
Big play.
Hey, and it's funny, Giannis, you'll get a charge because he has a little bit of a sense of humor. Those guys were talking to him. He gets in there, he'll talk all day. Like I heard a guy say the other day, he was covering this All-Star game once, and he was just standing out in the hallway after the game. And these guys couldn't get past him any faster. Giannis stopped and talked to him.
Nice.
And he was
Like
talking
hearing
the
that.
other night, and they said, Giannis, you know, the one you pointed up that he just, I mean, he threw it to the heavens. And the guy says, you know, the right play was to pull that out. He goes like this, he goes, you're probably right, he goes. He said, I wanted to, you know, and he said he trusted me, and he knew if he put it up, no one can go up there like that.
No, not a chance. And the big thing is, I know they have to be thinking they can't give him the ball in that situation
Because you're going to
they're foul.
Absolutely.
So that's why it's a better play.
Absolutely. Smart play. Let me say, JaVale McGee coming on, no American centers. The center's going the way of the dinosaur.
Yeah, no, I told you. I said it just 30 seconds ago. They got him because a
little bit of rim protection.
They need rim protection. He's a very good defensive
See,
player.
and Gobert is playing for France.
Yeah, and he's not a scorer either.
No, he's a
rim protector. Yeah.
Let's talk about SA football. It's around the corner. It's how we know the magazines are out. Al always goes on vacation, and when he gets Phil Steele magazine, to me, I'm starting to study my over-unders.
Yeah, that is the time. That is the time right now. It's around the corner. High school,
They're getting ready.
NFL, and our favorite college football is right around the corner.
Yeah, it's by far it's mine. I don't know if it's a Thursday night game or what did it, but
You're watching them all.
all the people complains about the MAC. I know Tuesday night I'll be watching.
You're watching them all.
Oh, I'll watch them all.
From 12 in the afternoon
12 till we get
2 in
off the
morning.
radio
2 in
till
the
2 in the morning.
Yes.
I love the early non-conference. I heard a guy saying today, I'd like to run this guy down and get a little of his wallet. Too many holes at Alabama. He says they're not gonna, no chance. He says LSU going to win that league easy.
Yeah, the guy's been
I
drinking
said, we
vodka.
need to find
He's
him.
been drinking.
We need to find him, don't we?
He's been drinking
Yeah,
vodka.
like they don't have any players.
Every year they have players. Every.
No,
I don't care who's coming in, who's not.
No.
And
How about opening with Miami? I would think if I were Miami, that's a bold move. Now they do have the 6-year quarterback,
nothing.
but they'll chase him
oh
like
my
he's
gosh.
never been
Miami
chased.
against Alabama, I'm laughing right
Yeah.
now.
How about Oregon, Ohio State?
I'm laughing at that one too.
Well, that or what?
Oh no.
Now let's talk about
these 3 teams.
We have to
Those
say
teams.
about Ohio State though. I had it in our miscellaneous segment. I'm going to bump it up because it fits here. We're talking Ohio State. The first time since 1952, none of the quarterbacks has thrown a pass in the game.
Yeah, I would have thought that was important before. I know how good these quarterbacks. I watched them come up. Let's
yeah.
put YouTube on. and
They're
put
all
those-
7-stars.
No, they're so good.
All right.
That's like Alabama. Why do I don't care who they have coming back.
They're good.
I know their third teamer is a 5-star.
The
There's
guy played
nobody,
1 year last year, broke all the records.
Yeah, there's nobody goes there.
Mac-
That's not a great player.
Mac, yeah.
No one.
Hey, one more thing. Not that these people need us to tell them, but we'll give them a little hint. Watch out for Iowa State.
Yeah, I do. I didn't realize that the quarterback and the running back and 19 starters are coming back. One of the things that we found out, though, is a lot of teams
Yeah.
have 18, 19 coming back.
Well, you didn't have to leave unless you wanted to or go to the pros.
Right. So a lot of them said, we're staying that extra year. We're going to take that extra year.
Well, they're
So now
Scully
they have-
kids. For you, people that aren't as involved
right.
now, Division III, see, Westminster, Teal, those places,
Mount Union.
Mount
Yeah.
Union, they're paying their own way.
Right.
They probably left.
Yes. And I would too. You go and get your job. Yeah, no question about it.
NFL camps open next week. Steelers in early because they're in the Hall of Fame game. They will turn that into Pittsburgh West.
Mm-hmm.
I guess Cower, Palomalu, and Faneca.
all
You'll
going in.
think you're in
Yeah, they
Pittsburgh.
do. Them yellow towels be right.
Oh,
waving.
God, but I have
the way
to
do
watch
it.
that. I got to cover my
Yeah.
face for that. One thing we know right now, as far as it's a star league, Rodgers is not playing for Green Bay if he has anything to say about it.
What do you think is going to happen, George? I don't follow like you do. You think he's going to play?
I think he's going to play for Denver, but I
You don't
don't
think he's
have.
playing for Green Bay? Okay.
No, I just think that,
I don't think Green Bay just wants to give him away, though.
they won 3 first.
That's what I'm saying. So who's going to be willing to do that?
I think Denver.
You think Denver will?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's just a
Okay.
guess. I have no, believe me, I'm not an insider.
Because they signed Bridgewater. That's why
They all
that's
think
why I
they're
was understanding
insiders. Crowds are back at boxing and MMA. It's all different. I watched wrestling last night. They had their suitcase where you have to climb the ladder and pull down the place was ridiculous.
Okay.
The place was ridiculous. Now, I was telling Greg before we started, we're going to end on this. This is just a sign of the times that you and I are both old dogs. They've decided they don't want all this mingling in the Olympics because of COVID. So they all got cardboard beds that won't support 2 people. And instead of handing out 500,000 condoms like they always do, they're only giving out 160,000. Now, have you ever, do we know we've been around too long?
Jeez, oh, man.
Is it just too much? It's nothing.
Think about that. Made a sports talk show.
Yeah, it made a sports. No, yeah. But the Olympics, let's say this and we're done.
jeez.
No, the dollar's driving the train. No fans and it's still going on.
Got cash coming.
That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks again for watching Bottom Line Sports Talk. We'll see you next week.